Islam family.
Islam, Brody.
I'm Osiris LB. I just wanted to know if you have any insight on the Colin Kaepernick, I can't pronounce his last name.
Kaepernick?
Yeah, Kaepernick situation with the media and the establishment making it a big story. Is it really, do you think it's kind of like a divine power where it's just making it happen, where it just has to come out like that, or is it the establishment, is it a bigger thing with them where they're trying to, they're into their divide and conquer stuff? Is it like something that they're planning at a bigger level, why it's so big in the media, or is it a divine, is it a divine power that's really pushing it to be so big?
Oh yeah, it's time. It's definitely divine. It's something about these mulattoes that just so happen to have they got balls. It's just crazy. Because it's something like they're in their body, they're going back and forth between the Asiatic blood versus the Caucasian. So it's like, obviously our gene is always going to break through, right?
Right.
So it's something about them feeling like they gotta prove that, like, yo, I'm about the shit. So it is divine. And at that point, it's like you have the Jesse Williams thing, and it's cool, we're getting close to nationality. Like they still on the Black Lives Matter and shit. But I feel like if Colin sat down with one of us, Cujo, Taj, that's it. He would really understand why he's doing what he's doing. So it is divine. And the one thing we looking at, I'm looking at the rest of these niggas like, y'all just gonna let this mixed boy do that? Come on, man. I'm looking at y'all like y'all crazy. Like how y'all just gonna let this? It's not like he's a superstar. This man is an all-star. He's what you call a pro bowler. Like he's not your regular Mojo. See? Oh, cool. Well, let's give Cam Newton a little bit of incentive to kind of like go against that note. It's definitely divine, but at the same time, it's like it's really showing us what time it really is. We seeing why these people like us. We're seeing this. The same thing I was telling people back in 2008. I'm like, this is new age slavery. They're like, what are you talking about? Like, they don't talk about us. They don't. They never have and they never will. It's the same thing. So it's like, we're getting a chance to see what it really is. We seeing Trump. We're seeing these things. Trump, low key, people get mad at him, but you heard me say the other day, he said that the black churches are owned by the Pope, Rome, the England 501c3 kickback. He said that. He didn't catch it. People didn't see when the brother went on there and was like, well, we're talking about Barack Obama, we're talking about the head chief CEO for a corporation that we call the United States of America. People let it go. So we're starting to see, we already know it's not this, but everybody else is going to, because they're at their last. They're on their last. They're still around because of the media. Damn, somebody has a bird on the media, the military, and just people being asleep. But man, I'm mad that like all these other quote unquote niggas not sitting down with them. It's crazy. But it's just like, that's some of the reasons why I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So it is divine.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because another reason why I'm convinced too is because you have players like, you mentioned Cam Newton, you have Shaq coming out saying, like basically going against him, saying that it's not right and whatever they're saying against him. So to me, I feel like they're...
Shaq's a Freemason.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they're just put there to try to counteract the movement, right? Even though people don't really see the real inside of the movement, even though they're looking at the outside part, but they see the inside part to where it can lead to a awakening to where all it takes is one really big name to say the word more. And nobody really knows who it could be, but it can happen. Where, I mean, because I even saw a picture on Facebook where the singer Usher, he has the 5-pointed our flag in his concert, like he's flying it.
He's the L.
Yeah, he's flying the flag in his concert. That's Usher. I'm like, they can't stop it.
Nah, ain't shit you can do about it. It's like, man, at the end of the day, it's like, it goes back to the question my guy asked me about opposites. It's like, I don't argue with nobody other than my people. I be telling niggas like, yo, nigga, this is your land. This is your shit. I don't argue with Europeans. Like, I spoke to this, I was out the other night, man, Friday night. It was a guy. He was like, I want to say Arab. And he always showed me love. I don't even know why. This is a spot called Dogs out here. It's a cool little restaurant, dive bar type situation. Every time I came to him, he always showed me love. When you see him, he looked like one of the mafia type dudes. He had the beard and shit. I'm like, yo, bro. So we was busting it up. I'm over here telling him, I'm talking to some other brothers over here. Like, I don't even remember this dude. I'm like, yo, bro, you go war. He's like, what? I'm like, I heard that. I'm on my phone showing him shit. I'm showing him old ass pictures. He's like, yo, bro, that look like you, don't it? Like, yeah, that look like me. I showed him the fly boards and shit when we had the raps. You know what I mean? It was like, and the Arab came up. I'm like, yo, bro, let me ask you something. I'm like, yo, who was the original man? He was like, the war. I swear, all these niggas was like, it's almost like everything I said was like, didn't matter until he said it. The Moors was like the Moors, like the movie wasn't for the Moors. Like, they're originally the original man. I swear, man, I was like, oh shit, that's why he was like, you a Moor? I'm like, we all Moors, but it's like he knew something that was different. And after that, man, it was just amazing. But it was like, I'm sitting there, after that, I'm still arguing with these niggas. What about the Black Panthers? What about? I only argue with my people, man. It's like, I don't even argue, but it's like, I only have these disputes with, the people, the heirs. That's it, man.
All right, family. Peace and love. Thank you for your insight.
Much love, homie. Yeah.
I'm going one. Yeah. Fill it up.
Peace, more. I got another question for you. This is going back, I think, to what Cujo had been asking about the contracts in the beginning about the money, but I had another angle on this. What and how are things sort of positioned so that contractually, it seems to me that a lot of we look to you sort of sports stars as people that we look up to as how we should live life or run life, but a lot of the time, those aren't the people that we should be looking up to, i.e. Iverson and a lot of these people that really aren't living properly, even though because of their money and their status, we see that as what we want to attain. Well, a lot of the times, it's the simple man who has nothing who's really living life. How is it contractually speaking, or is it so that they position you so that you can't speak out about this? Or is that sort of the unknown where you're just not going to be signed again, or that you're not getting endorsements? Is there that line where if you decide to speak up and say I'm a Moor, all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Like, is there stuff that you know of or seen where you know that you can't be speaking up about that? For example, when the gentleman was talking about Kaepernick, some people would say, wow, this man might lose his position. But is that stuff going on behind the scenes where basically part of your contract is to be the house nigger, so to speak?
Yeah. When you sign for a contract, you give up your moral rights, you give up your freedom of speech.
And that's in the contract, because I work in film, and I studied one of the contracts, and it says morally we own you.
Yes, that's there. Yeah. And these people know that going in, so that's why a lot of them go crazy.
Yeah.
The sports guys, the athlete like Kanye, they know what time it is.
Right.
We just know, like, man, goddamn.
But the job,
mama, I got a family now. It is what it is, man. These people are fucking savages, dog.
Yeah.
They don't care, and it's like, we see it. Yeah. It's the truth. We know it. It's like, I'm just at a point now, it's like, I'm not signed to none of these motherfuckers, so it's like, I can say whatever I want.
Yeah.
In any given moment, so it's like, all right, cool, you flex.
So the freedom.
The soul is still what it is, so, Jay-Z, he's moored up. Beyonce, moored up. But they give you, like, the keys, I got the keys. That was, he was trying to wake us up.
Yeah. But
You say all this shit about Illuminati, but a lot of these guys, they don't necessarily understand it when they first get in it.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Most of these guys are like guys who come from the hood, selling drugs, and like, all right, cool, this is my way out. Then they wise up.
Right.
And they recognize, like, oh, shit. I've been selling myself out and selling people out for the longest.
Right.
And they end up going crazy. Either they end up going crazy or they start dropping jewels in their videos.
Right.
And giving us the clues. It's like Beyonce had to join with the morgue right there. The trash that was the formation video.
Right.
He posted right there on the square. Fezzo.
Right.
She's a babe.
But the issue to me seems to be that for under the straw, they have to keep the facade going while still trying to give the messages because they realize the instant that they come out, that straw is done to a certain extent.
And you know what? They learned their lesson. Because at the same time, it's like, why would we put ourselves out like that when we know that we ain't got motherfuckers out there that's really go back us?
Right.
Malcolm X, every last one of our leaders have lost their lives early because they didn't have the people behind them to even put themselves out there. Right. So it's like, at a point now, it's like, man, look, you these little nuggets, if you don't take it and run with it, man, it's what it is. It's almost like we're getting to a point where it's like when Christ said, man, let the dead bury the dead. Like, so we're kind of getting to that point, not to say that we're not compassionate about people, but we not about to be just out here just putting our neck on the line no more, because it's like, I need to be here, I want to see the revolution happen. And I can't be here to clean up the house. It's like, you know, if I know I ain't got, you know, people ain't got my back like that. So, Jay-Z's, 50 Cent's, Usher, Jada, Lupe, all of them know what time it is. They all, Jay Electronica for sure. Jay Electronica, he's like,
okay.
That's why Jay-Z signed him.
Yeah. I got
You know what time it is?
So then I got a side question. So when you Moors walk into these rooms and you know that and you kind of give each other that look, what I mean, it sort of feels like it's like you guys are walking around and you know it, but really no one's talking about. Or you see what I'm saying? It's like it's there, but it's not. But it's there, right?
Yeah.
It sort of feels weird. And what happens if you're at one of these events? Are you guys like sort of meeting in the back and sort of, you know what I'm saying? Or like, it sort of feels like, I don't know, or is it sort of just walking around knowing that we know, but we still gotta have on the monkey suit sort of thing?
Yeah, I mean, you know, you get to the point where, you know, you're in too deep.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta operate how you have to operate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of times we get mad at these guys like, what? Right. They doing the best they can, man. Yeah. They're being compromised. Like, niggas getting cloned, getting MK, all types of stuff going on with these are like they get tortured, bro.
Yeah,
like we need to really be like sending good vibe and light to them, man. It's like that's real, bro. I see this.
Just ask them
I
about
got opportunity to rock out that way. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm cool. I'm continue to rock out.
Psychological torture of the.
But yeah, they can only do so much, man. And they do the best they can. If people not catching on, man, it is what it is, man. You know.
Cujo wants to know about the psychological torture, because part of what you were saying sort of reminds me almost of obviously the pledges that the Masons make. Obviously, the so-called straws, the Jay-Z's and the Beyonce's, they have signed these contracts too that leave them open for the same thing. It's just not done under the sort of Masonic sort of thing. They've still sort of signed a contract saying that they're going to be part of this fraud, right?
Yeah.
But Cujo was asking about, what are you saying?
Yeah, when he was talking about the torture, about psychological.
He's asking about the psychological torture. Are you asking him to expand on that?
Yeah, just expand on that.
Can you expand on that, is what he's asking.
Psychological torture.
Or if you have experienced or seen people who maybe are trying to speak out, and then
they got an MK Ultra.
And then they
signal
and then
whatever.
You've been able to see a sort of a result of some kind of sort of psychological torture that they've done to then either put them back in line or to drive them over the edge.
Eminem. Eminem is a perfect example for me. Like Eminem, like although he's a Caucasoid, he's very studious. He grew up in Detroit. Like he really grew up in deep. Like I know exactly what he's from. Like in 2005, this is when he really started talking. Like he really started waking up. Like he made records like Mosh Pit. He was going at George Bush. Like he started spitting conscious shit. Like Eminem was like, man, this shit's crazy. He made a record called White America. They could be one of your kids. He was going hard on this motherfucker.